So the absolutely stunning minoxidil beard transformation that you are seeing on your screen right now is that of Orlando, aka LanDope, as you probably know him as he is one of the OGs in the minoxidil community. He's been posting videos for about 3 years, updating us on his progress on minoxidil, and he's even been documenting his post-minoxidil journey. So needless to say, I am absolutely delighted to be able to speak with him today in this video. And one of the most unique things about Orlando's journey is that he achieved 80 to 90% of his gains within the first 2 months. His gains just exploded, and with a lot of guys, it can go either one way or the other. It keeps ramping up until you get this insane beard with all this crazy coverage, or that initial phase was what it was. You get a little more gains after that, just plateaus, and that's what happened with Orlando. So we go into the mental implications of that, the practical implications, what he did mentally and practically, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please smash a like on this video. It really, really helps to get the message out there as it helps the video grow. So let's get right into the interview. Hello. Welcome to the Minoxidil Transformation Series, where we talk to other people who have transformed their beards using minoxidil. Today we have a Mr. LanDope on the other side of the screen there. He's one of the OGs of the minoxidil community. How are you, man?
Good. Just doing this for the first time, and it's totally fine. Just call me my name, Orlando. LanDope is kind of like kind of sounds like Orlando, LanDope, right? And I'm very horrible with usernames, so I just thought of something silly to put. So don't take me serious when I say LanDope.
No, I love that, man. It's nice. It's nice to finally talk with you, Orlando.
Same here, likewise.
Yeah. So the thing with Orlando's transformation, he's done a couple of things very uniquely. First off, he's one of the only guys on YouTube who has actually documented their post-minoxidil journey. So not only did he document the entire, but by the way, I'm going to put the link to his channel down in the description. And then also something unique about his transformation is that, and this is something you might be able to relate to, is that he got 80 to 90% of his gains in the first 2 months of his minoxidil journey. And then he kind of plateaued, he got a little more terminality. If he would have stopped at the 2-month mark, then he probably would have all fallen out. But, it just kind of ramped up a little bit from there. Then it just kind of plateaued. So I guess we'll get into that kind of stuff first. Is that more or less accurate, Orlando?
Yeah, totally 100% true what you just said, I'd say. So first 2 months, actually, within the first 7 to 10 days, I started noticing little vellus hairs. Like, what the heck? That's crazy. It does work. It's not a scam after all, right? That's what everyone wonders when they first start. And then I shaved around 2 weeks in, and it went from looking to a vellus-looking hair and to what pretty much it looks like now. So I know when you shave it, hair doesn't come back thicker, but in that case, maybe since they're just new and vellus, it did come back thicker.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's very, very clear. I'm going to put up some footage of your beginning, what you started with. And it's very, very clear that there's just a lot lacking there. It's kind of like the really, really basic growth pattern that a lot of guys struggle. Just the ultimate embodiment of that patchy beard syndrome. And
the trashiness.
and I absolutely love, I think it was your second video, your second update. It was like, so minoxidil works, I think, too good.
Yeah.
Too well. So
yeah, didn't expect that.
Yeah, so how did that feel? Just all of a sudden in 2 months, which is for example, I didn't get any results until 3 months, and that was just very slight things popping in. That's pretty much it. So how did that feel?
It was almost mind blowing. You go to the minoxidil beard spot. Back then there's 4,000 of us.
Wow.
When I first joined. No, I don't even know how much there is now. It's probably over 50,000 last time I checked. And you'd see guys who would post for 3 months, 6 months, and they'd barely get anything or nothing at all. And then here I am, 10 days into it, I see gains, and 2 months later, full coverage. It's just, didn't expect it. I was like, wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And how did it kind of feel that? Because given that foundation, you were probably thinking in your mind, oh, geez, I'm going to be able to get the best minoxidil beard of all time. But when it, when you started going along and you started realizing that's probably not the case, how did you deal with that mentally? And
I was always coming into the minoxidil beard journey. If I just got some hairs, I'd be totally happy. Even after I stopped, if I didn't keep all of these, even if I kept like 50% of it, I would have been totally happy. So at the end of the day, I'm just happy that I got something. So it wasn't a big deal if I didn't, if I didn't keep all my gains. As long as I kept something, I'd be totally all right.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are 8 months post minoxidil right now?
9 months as of
9 months.
like 2 days ago. Actually, in that video, I kept saying 10 months. So I thought it was 10 months, but no, it's 9 months. Yeah.
9 months. Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
And I think it's fair to say that at the end of your minoxidil journey, your beard looked more or less the same as it does now. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, after around 2 or 3 months of getting off of it, I had like a little bit of patchiness right here in the cheeks, in the center of it, each side. And but you grow it out and you trim over a couple times and let it grow out a little more and trim over again, and just the patches look like this, they disappear. So it's not a big deal at all.
Yeah. So are you keeping it a little bit shorter for the sake of, keeping the, the updates consistent, or are you keeping it short because that's just how you like it?
It's just how I like it. I tried growing it out a little bit twice, I think. Last time I did it was about a year ago, this time around September, October. But the big beard style was it's nice, but it was never like something I really wanted. I always wanted just a nice short stubble, a short beard, and I got it, thankfully. So
No,
that's what
absolutely.
you should go with.
No, absolutely, man. And so that was kind of your beard goal going in. You just wanted kind of wanted a nice, I guess they call it the superhero aesthetic. Just the really short,
Yeah.
Chris Evans type beard. And
There was my actual inspiration was a UFC fighter by the name of Luke Rockhold, former middleweight champion, and he has a pretty thick stubble, and it's just filled everywhere, his underlips and all that. And I was like, wow, if I can just get some of that going, I'd be perfectly thrilled, And my beard is not, my hairs aren't as thick as his, so it's not as full looking. But hey, I'm happy.
That's good. It's always good to just go not change your own genetics for just its downfalls. There's really nothing you could do about it, and it's good that it's good that you can just go, this is what I got, this is probably all I'm gonna be able to milk out unless I literally applied for 30 years, maybe something.
Yeah, screw all that.
Yeah, screw that. And on that, like your visceral reaction, no, screw that. Did you get any side effects? Redness, dryness? And I think you got dryness, right?
With liquid, I got dryness. I think everyone gets that no matter what. Well, liquid.
Yeah. Get foam.
Yeah. And I'd say for like around the 2-week mark, I noticed like a little bubble, like white bumps on my skin for like a couple days. I don't know what that was all about. But that ended up going away. And of course, itchiness. And I don't think I got redness. Maybe the first couple days I applied it, because the first day you apply minoxidil, it freaking burns. So yeah, that's about it. And thankfully no heart palpitations or anything like that, because that sounds really scary.
Yeah.
No major fatigue that I know of, no headaches. I got really lucky, I would say.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And in terms of your family, like does anyone in your family have a beard? And what kind of, why did you want to start applying minoxidil?
My father can grow a full beard. My 2 older brothers can grow full beards. My brother is closest to me in age. He's never grown a beard, but I know he's always had a chin strap, a mustache, and I do see hair follicles on his cheeks. I don't know how full his beard would get, but I know it'd be a lot more than what I had when I started. And as far as why I wanted a beard is just, since I was like a kid, I always admired that lumberjack look. Jumberlack, yeah.
I love that. I am a Jumberlack and I'm okay.
The new name. The lumberjack look. And I wasn't like obsessed with it or anything, but I always just said, hey, that'd be cool if I can grow on one day. And then throughout the years, teenage years, early 20s, I'd be like, this isn't going as planned. My beard genetics aren't kicking in. And then I asked my dad when I was 24, like a couple months before I started the beard journey. I was like, hey, Dad, how old were you when your beard started to kick in? He just looks at me and says 15, and started laughing because he knows exactly why I asked that question, because I don't have a beard.
Yeah.
Like, oh, great. Well, that didn't work for me.
Yeah. So I think it's fair to say that maybe if you waited until you were 30, 40 years old, it might have come in. But, with cases like that, when you're clearly a genetic outlier, like did your brothers also, their beards kick in around 15 to 20 or something like that as well? Or,
I never really paid attention to all that. So I don't know. That's a blank in my mind. And I do feel, since before I started, I was still noticing small, growth, new hairs. So I do feel maybe in my 30s, early 40s or something, I'll probably have an okay beard, but you want the results now, right? So minoxidil.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And what was your beard routine, your minoxidil routine? Did you do any derma rolling, any itchiness prevented? And what did you use to prevent itchiness and all that good stuff?
The standard 1 milliliter application twice a day. As far as like trying to anti-itch, I didn't really try to do anything about that. I always thought about applying moisturizer before, but then I heard that was not the way to go about it.
Yeah.
So I didn't end up doing that. And as far as derma rolling, I probably tried around 3, 4, 5 months, but I wasn't really consistent with it, and I didn't really notice anything new since I was, like we said earlier, my 89% of my gains were already there, so it didn't really have much effect on me. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And before this stream, we were kind of talking earlier that at 2 months or so, it really just ramped up, and it's very clear that you just had you actually had hair like all the way up to you had hair like all the way up to your eyes, right? And but the gobbler area, the neck area, that all seemed pretty sparse, huh?
Yeah. Oh, geez, I remember when I first started, my hairs really got up there. I had forehead hair coming out when I was on liquid for the first 6 months. That was a little scary. Actually, kind of funny. I had some duct tape that I'd apply and just rip it off. But I don't want those things on me. I didn't want to shave.
Get her done.
Yeah.
I like that.
As far as neck hair, probably around the second month, I'd say I'd notice it start to come in. Thankfully for me, because I'm not a big fan of neck hair, it doesn't go too low. Some people have like at the start of their chest where the neck meets is where their hair, neck hair would grow, but mine probably around the top of the Adam's apple is where my neck hair goes. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Mine stops about there too. There's a lot of genetically blessed individuals that have their neck hair go. See, look, mine stops like right there. Yeah. And actually, I have like a bald patch right there actually too. So it kind of limits how long my beard can grow. But if you're a guy that just likes to rock Chris Evans type stubble, then hell man, if you have growth down here, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect for my beard style, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it definitely looks good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a big question. Did you get any criticism, shaming from friends? And well, first off, were you open with your journey in anywhere, or did you keep it secret? Or
I've told my mother, 2 of my brothers, a couple friends. No, they're actually pretty cool about it. Of course, you get a couple laughs here and there, and really, if you think about it, it's kind of funny. Something you're supposed to put for that bald men put on their hair, they put on your face. It's you grow a beard. It's a little humorous, I guess, but no criticism really. In fact, I've had a couple of friends say they'd want to try it, but they never got around to it. But yeah, so it's pretty cool, thankfully.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on that note, you're obviously responsible for probably hundreds and hundreds of men, getting on minoxidil, and I think that's something you should definitely be proud of. I mean, obviously, it's. I'll probably say this in every single interview. Minoxidil is something you should consult your doctor about. It's not something that is risk-free in any way.
Absolutely.
But just in terms of, you know, taking control of your style and taking control of your genetics, and, you know, just grabbing that by the nutsack and going, I'm going to grow this beard because I want
Hmm.
one. It's a really great thing. So that, I think, is something you should really, really be proud of, because it's, and actually, you're one of the first people that popped up in my feed when I was, you know, looking at, you know, how could I fill out this beard? Because I also had that beard envy, the Dragon Ball Z effect, as I like to call it. You know, it's one of the reasons why I, you know, started lifting too. You know, you see those muscular physiques and Dragon Ball Z, and you're like, oh yeah, okay,
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
that looks awesome, man. That looks awesome. So, you know, we all applaud you for the legacy you've created on this
Thank you.
platform.
It is pretty
Um,
crazy seeing those comments, just telling you the reason why you started minoxidil, man. I know it's not like something major, like changing the world, but it is still pretty, wow, eye-opening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's something that, you know, people really, you know, like respect you for, because you've enlightened them. You've showed them this thing that they probably wouldn't have known. They would probably wouldn't have discovered it. It's clearly, you know, changed their appearance entirely. And, you know, all of a sudden now they look at you as the guy that's, you know, has shown them the light to something that's not, again, not life changing, or it's not, you're not changing the world, but it's one of those things, you know, it's special. Let's put it that way. So,
Yeah, it is.
and in terms of that, you know, like, whereabouts do you think you're going to direct your channel in terms of your efforts and all of that?
Well, the minoxidil beard post updates journey is coming to an end, probably at the 1 year mark,
Mhm.
once a year off with the minoxidil in regards to that. But I've always been inspired with channels like Alpha M, Aaron Marino, teaching men's fashion, Jose Zuniga, heck, even you. Hey, you know what? Congratulations on 4,000 subscribers. I saw that the other day.
Thank you, man. I
Your
appreciate
channel's
that.
blowing up. As far as like style and all that, I'm not the most fashionable person, but I always thought, you know, what if you want a couple pieces of item of clothing at stores you wouldn't see normally go to, like Target or Walmart, and you see something that looks nice, you put it on, and if it looks good, tell people about it. You know, buying cheap clothing just to, instead of spending $80, $90 on a polo shirt, why not just buy a $10 polo shirt and look good in it? So
Yeah.
maybe something around along those lines, maybe something with hair. I did cut my hair, so I can't do much right now with it. But
Yeah. Actually, thrift shopping YouTube
yeah,
channels tend to do really, really well. You know, you could pick up wonderful pieces of clothing at a thrift shop.
oh, dude,
Um,
absolutely.
and obviously that's good ethically too, because, you know, you're paying for people to create your clothing, and obviously that's not always under the most ethical conditions. So if you're rebuying clothing, it's great in that sense. And, you know, you can buy just great clothing and you say, hey, this is the kind of stuff you could look for. And of course, it's one of those things that you would learn over time. Yeah, you know, like as I'm getting into fashion, it's one of those things that I am learning. I'm not an expert at fashion whatsoever, but it's a learning process. And you know, this whole Aaron Marino, you know, Zuniga type of niche is really, really interesting, and
It is.
one
I
that
mean,
one that I would like to get into a little further. So, do you think applying minoxidil was worth it in any sense?
oh, dude, 100%, absolutely. Just you feel a little more confident. I don't know if you can see on camera, but I don't necessarily have like the strongest of jaws, and I got a pretty big nose. I don't mean to sound insecure here, but it really covers up your jawline and makes it looks like a little more pronounced than what I usually have when I'm shaving.
Yeah,
So, you know, it's always good to cover that up, I guess. You know, always heard beards are like makeup for girls, and maybe in a sense, or for guys, and maybe in a sense that's kind of true, but
yeah,
I really do feel it looks better. I look a lot better with the beard going on.
yeah. Hey, you know what, brother? You're preaching to the choir. I have a pretty weak jawline. I'll put it up on up on the screen here so everybody can laugh at me. And I got this Lithuanian nose going on, and she's a pretty big schnoz. So, and I can also, you know, add to the anecdote that's getting something to first off accentuate the jaw, and then also
Yeah.
to bring a little attention away from. I also have big ears. Look at that. right? And the beard kind of takes away some emphasis away from the ears. Which is really, really nice. So
Yeah, it
that's
is.
definitely a good thing. And something I say this a lot on my channel, and that's it accents my outfits and it makes me look just in general more stylish. Have you found the same thing?
Um, I'd say a little. Nothing, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say like it's a night or day as far as my style or anything, but I do feel it does make me look a little more, maybe mature, a little more like, oh, that guy knows what he's doing. But yeah, I'd say nothing crazy though.
Yep, absolutely, man. And if you were to give one piece of advice to someone who's starting their minoxidil journey, what would you say?
Get foam first.
Get foam first.
Dude, I know it's cheaper to get liquid, but do not get liquid. Oh my God, I cannot
No,
stand liquid.
it sucks. It sucks.
Oh,
It
takes
for
forever to dry.
Yep, yep.
Burns.
It burns.
Just
Yeah.
horrible.
Just overall horrible. And I'll end on I am going to probably link this video down in the description because I absolutely, absolutely love it. I think one of your best videos of all time is, I think you called it the most ghetto minoxidil update of all time or something.
When I was in the back of a van, I was in there for 40 minutes, Kaz. I had nothing better to do, so I was like, why not pop out a minoxidil update? For a little bit of humor, I say.
Now I want to know the story. I really, I want to know the context.
Okay, so it was me, my mom, and my grandma. We had to take my grandma over to out of town, a couple towns over, about 45 minutes away. And unfortunately, our car was not working, so we had to take this old van that we use once in a while. It's a two-seater. So it was my mom and grandma, and of course my grandma, of course, was gonna sit, and my mom was gonna drive there, since she knew the directions more than I do. And I was just laying there because we had gone to the swap meet a couple days earlier so there's some stuff in the back at a flea market. So I was just laying there, covering up the windows with some blankets, trying not to get caught by any highway patrol or something. And I had 40 minutes to kill, so I was like, why not just pop a video? It was silly. It was just for the heck of it.
I absolutely love it. I highly suggest you all check out that video. Is there any other videos you suggest that my viewers go and check out? Any tutorial videos or anything of that nature?
Let's say the 1 month mark, just to see what happens in a month for some of us that are blessed to get gains quickly. 1 year mark, although my beard wasn't as full looking. So yeah, 2 year mark. And just my latest videos, I'd say.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man, for having you on.
Thank you for reaching out to me.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's been a pleasure. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe to this video and such, and go on to LanDope's challenge or channel, Orlando's channel. He's a good guy. He will lead you in the right direction. Check out his post minoxidil, updates, and contrast and compare to when he was at the peak of his minoxidil usage, and use your own skeptic brain and address assess what you see there. So thank you so much, guys, and thank you, Orlando.
Thank you for having me.